Warning, here we go again. Silver, you investment tease, you sultry investment, always tempting us with your big rounds, firm bars, and curvy coins. You financial flirt, always showing us your wild fluctuations. The way you move up and down and back and forth gives our heart palpitations. You tease and tantalize investors with your volatility. Silver, you tantalize intensists of the precious metal world. You have long been known for your ability to seduce investors with promises of riches, only to leave them wanting more. Going forward, I'm calling this the silver shimmy after the provocative dance of volatility that you perform just to keep investors on the edge of their seats. Silver is going to do exactly what silver does. The story of and the investment thesis of silver is so compelling that it almost is impossible for people to resist its allure. Silver, she'll douse you with industrial charm, blind you with her monetary shine, and leave you breathless with her volatile moves. But beware, when you think you have her figured out, she'll do the opposite, leaving you confused. Ask yourself if you're really ready to dance with this unpredictable diva, the diva that is the devil and the angel at the same time. If so, welcome to Investing in Silver, where silver shimmy is the wildest ride and investment in town. What is good, Stackers University? It's so good to have you here with me today because today's topic is a doozy. I almost feel like I need to apologize for my more recent bullishness around silver over the last few months or so. Since I started this channel, I've been very bullish on gold and I've almost poo-pooed silver. And my reasons were very simple. One, gold always moves first in the bull market. Two, gold premiums percentages-wise are often better or comparable to silver. Three, silver has a history of going down in recessions. And four, not really trusting silver as a performance vehicle, especially with more than 50% of its use being industrial. In fact, I'm sure some of you remember when I traded 270 ounces of silver for 3¼ ounces of gold. Oh, the comments I received about how crazy I was. Just for the record, since that time, I've replaced every one of those silver ounces at a lower price and a cheaper premium. Looking back, I absolutely won in that deal. But many of you thought I was crazy. One of the lessons I want you to walk away with is that you have to remember that every investment is going to do what it does, regardless of your desires. I did that trade because I knew silver was going to do what it always does, underperform, rip out your heart, and then at some point along the way, give you the most amazing price euphoria for 17 to 13 months before it goes back to normal, which then means that your job is to capture the move, lock in profits, and then reload later for cheaper prices. So now, all of a sudden, good old Doc Stacker has turned hardcore bullish on silver, and I'm going to share those with you very shortly. Let's be clear, because someone is going to timestamp this video and play it 6 months from now, especially if I'm wrong. Almost everyone in the precious metals investment world has gotten the timing wrong. And when I say wrong, I mean like wrong. I remember in my first video, please don't go back and watch that video. It's awful. Thank God for growth and improvement. But regardless, in that video, I gave the analogy that we were in a precious metal party and that party was about to get started. There was no way that you could have convinced me that we weren't headed for a recession and metals were going to take off within 12 months. Well, fast forward 2 years later, we're still kind of sitting at the party waiting for the party to get started. I don't blame anyone for getting the timing wrong because our government and the powers that be have done an incredible job of slowing this down and even trying to stop the train. Well, they made one mistake though. They let gold run a little. And I think they figured it was easy to focus all their efforts on keeping silver down. But I don't know. I believe silver has done all the teasing and all the burlesque dancing it can do. And now it's time for silver to put out, if you know what I mean. I don't think this means the next 30 days or even necessarily the next 3 months. But it just can't be any more than 12 to 18 months in my opinion. I have lots of reasons for this, but one of my biggest reasons is actually going to sound a little crazy. But it's really simple. There's no way Trump's agenda isn't going to happen this first year. There's no way they're going to let this economy crash right away. Now, calm down. This isn't about a red or a blue thing at all. This is about how they play the game. Just like they wouldn't let a recession happen during the election year, it's all theater, folks. Regardless, they just aren't going to let him walk into a recession that could derail all of his plans. So what are they going to do? They're going to do what they always do. Kick the can down the road, which is fine. Because my bullishness around silver now is not just about a price spike, it's about an accumulation urgency between $30 and $35. Just like I can't bring myself to buy gold at $2,700 or $2,500, I know I won't be able to bring myself to buy silver above $35. As famous basketball coach John Wooden said, be quick, but don't hurry. Multiple factors are starting to align perfectly, which I think are making silver a incredibly compelling case. And how convinced am I? I'm actually so convinced that this month I increased my stacking budget so that I can get an additional 65 ounces of physical silver, which was around another $2,000 worth of silver. Again, this is in addition to what I normally do monthly. That's how convinced I am. The way I see it, if silver hits $35 in 3 months, I'm glad I got what I got. If the market gives me another 12 to 18 months, which I expect, I'm going to be elated about adding another 1,000 ounces or so of silver to my stack at under $35 an ounce. Let me explain why I feel this way, where it's coming from. I'm going to give you 10 reasons. I got a nice list for you. First, the gold to silver ratio. Well, I hate the gold to silver ratio as an indicator of what to buy because the gold to silver ratio doesn't take into consideration premiums or the time value of money. Regardless, the ratio right now is around 90 to 1, which isn't as extreme as 121 that we saw during the worldwide event, the one I can't talk about. At the same time, it's also very far from 31, which is what we saw in 2011. This means it's more likely the ratio will move closer to 30 to 1 and not 121. And it can only happen with either gold price going down, silver price going up, or a mix of both. And I'm actually betting that it's going to be silver going up. Second, politics. In the Trump era, nothing is guaranteed. Let's just keep that 100. Trump has the ability to cause significant market gyrations in the short term based off of a simple tweet. As investors, we can't worry about that. So all we can do is make the best decisions we can with the information we have. And to me, that's buy now. And I can't worry if he does something to drop the price down to 28 or if the price shoots up to 38. All I can do is what I can do right now. Third reason, based on technical analysis, silver has broken out of his wedge and provided a confirmation candlestick. Thanks to Garrett Soloway for pointing that out. That's another bullish indicator. Fourth, market analysis. Banks are now bullish on gold and silver. Remember, they were only really bullish on gold last year. But now we have banks like UBS talking about a $36 to $38 price target for silver by the end of 2025. Next one, supply and demand. Gotcha. Supply and demand don't really mean anything, folks. Not in the short term. Until we sop up this 3 to 5 billion with a B ounces of silver that are in all these private depositories and private hands, until those are all sucked up, there really isn't a supply issue in silver. It's a price issue, meaning what prices is it going to take to get the silver out of the hands of the people that are holding those 3 to 5 billion ounces? 6, expert predictions. Like Sean Kukun, CEO of Dolly Varden Silver, predicted that silver would drastically outperform gold in 2025. Gotcha again. We don't care about predictions. We care about conditions. Conditions move markets, not predictions, especially predictions coming from people who desperately need the market price higher. He could be right, but I wouldn't let that be a part of my reasoning. Number 7, economic factors. The bond market and interest rates are telling us that inflation is coming and there are problems on the horizon. You could wait for the financial hurricane to hit land and then get yourself prepared, or you can trust the weather forecasters, meaning the bond market, and what they're telling you and start getting prepared now. 8, money rotation. While we've seen a net reduction in gold ETFs, silver ETFs have started to see an increase. Why? Number 9, social sentiment. For the first time in a long time, people outside of the Wall Street apes are neutral and somewhat positive on silver. That's a great thing. All of these points are important, but that brings me to the last and maybe the most important thing that silver needs to determine if our timeline is within 6 months or 12 to 18 months, and that's number 10, China's economy and a global recession. The reality and the possibility of a recession or market sell-off negative impacting silver like in 2008 is very real. Related, this slowdown could cause central banks to stop buying, and if gold prices sell off, silver's going to have a meltdown. The impact of the industrial demand on silver just can't be ignored. All in all, I'm 100% bullish on silver, medium, and short term, as it's one of the best buying opportunities next to platinum. I don't know when, but I do know that chasing price is a terrible way to invest. So I'd rather buy now and see silver go down to 25 than not buy and watch it hit 35 and not be able to buy it because I would be chasing price. At best, all we can do is monitor the aspects of the market I've shared with you in hopes of stacking as many of the factors in our favor as possible. I hope this video helps you understand the constantly changing, evolving investment landscape. Remember, forecasts can be wrong, and silver, she's a fickle mistress with a high level of volatility. Know what you're playing with before you even start playing. In the comments section, which of the factors discussed do you think will help silver prices the most? Do you think silver will be $33 by summertime? If not, what price? Or simply put an A+ in the comments so that everyone knows that you always stack smarter and never stop learning.